All right, man. Word on the street is that the Detroit Lions are going to franchise tag wide receiver Kenny Golladay. Let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video, and check out Detroit Lions Style playlist for more videos like this. But let's see what the franchise tag for receiver is. I know it's high. The projected franchise tag is 16 million, 16.4. Now, rumor was, or report had it that, excuse me, report had it was that the Detroit Lions were offering him 16 million a year. So it makes perfect sense where, if I'm offering 16 million dollars a year for whatever year he got, I don't know the guaranteed money or the specifics, but the tag is 16. Well, we gonna do the tag with 16 million. Okay, we gonna do the tag. We gonna retain you. We gonna keep you. And you get to be in Detroit, and we get to see what you got going. And my whole thing is, I think it's smart. The tag number is right at what they allegedly or rumored or reportedly tried to tag him, try to sign him for. So we'll see if he performed this year or not. And I think it's perfect. So at least you got Kenny Golladay here this year. His highest he made was his last year was $2.5 million, so he can 10 times that, damn near. It's well, not 10, but he can damn near 10 times it, and for a franchise tag, and he got to be healthy and prove it next year. But a lot of people saying they can franchise tag him and trade him. I don't really see that. I think they tagging him to keep him. You don't have no receiver coming back that's worth the damn. Quintez Cephas is not a starting caliber 1 or 2. You bring your number 1 back, and now you got a situation where you got options at number 7. Don't necessarily have to take a receiver. We can, it's some free agent receivers out there this year. Hold on. Let's see. You got some free agents this year. I mean, we don't want AJ Green. You don't want T.Y. Hill. Them niggas old. Larry Fitzgerald, I think he retired. You got Sammy Watkins. I don't know if Rashad Perriman. You need a guy that can take it deep. Next to Kenny Golladay, okay, you can put Cephas in the slot. You got Corey Davis who struggles with some injury. He can go deep. I mean, then you got Will Fuller. You got a lot of guys that you can avoid drafting a receiver at 7. You got John Ross. You can sign multiple guys. You can sign John Ross and Keelan Cole. You can sign John Ross and Will Fuller. You can sign John Ross and you can sign Corey Davis. Chris Conley. I mean, oh man, Demiri Bird, who came for the Patriots last year. He had a couple good games. Mohamed Sanu, you probably bring him back. Juju Smith-Schuster, I don't think, no. Noda Nelson Aguilar, he can't catch for shit. You got David Moore from Seattle. That you know what? I'm gonna kind of do some free agent videos too and some draft spotlights coming up. I'll take David Moore. I'll take a guy like David Moore. You got Chris Godwin too. Might be pricey. I'll take a guy like David Moore. I'll take a guy like Keelan Cole, Will Fuller with him, Corey Davis, Rashad Perriman. I would take guys like that with him. The number one issue the Lions had last year overall, special teams, defense, offense, sorry for the dogs playing upstairs, speed. You add Keelan Cole, I think he would have been a Pro Bowler, a crustable Pro Bowler had he had a great quarterback. And what you're doing is you supporting Jared Goff with speed. Because you got Golladay, he can possession, he can work underneath, he can take it deep. Now you got a guy that you can add like Rashad Perriman and Keelan Cole. Now you can stretch the field. Now you can allow, Quintez Cephas to work the slot. And now you got some guys that can kind of interchange in there. Rashad Perriman had some injuries throughout his career. But now you can plug a guy like, Keelan Cole and him in. And you really got speed. And now you can let Cephas and Hawkinson and not Darius Slay, but DeAndre Swift really work the underneath. And that's smart because they're not going to cost you that much. I don't need to bring back Amendola. I can have Quintez Cephas work the slot. Now you got something that Jared Goff really never had or never been a vocal point. Now you got a tight end giving him. Now you got Cephas that can kind of take it deep. We seen the Chicago game, can work the slot. But now you got Golladay, you got Keelan, you got Rashad Perriman. And those dudes can really work deep, And then your question is, well, Keelan and Brashard can't be number ones if you do lose Golladay next year. That's true. And then do you still draft Devontae Smith instead of, say you bring Perriman in or you bring Keelan in, one or the other? You still draft Devontae Smith? It's a question. Me personally, I'd probably try to go for a guy like Will Fuller, Brashard Perriman. You draft a guy later on. They need the speed. They need the speed. Speed it's been neglected. But yeah, I can see them franchise tagging Kelly Golladay. I think that'd be smart. And if you don't plan on, me coming to a compromise where you pay him, he pay you, either you got a few options. You draft his replacement this year. People say you can get receivers anyway. Well, look at last year's draft. Let's look at last year's draft for a minute. Let me tell you last year's draft about the guys that went in the first round. Wikipedia. Here we go. Pro Football Reference. I love them. So look at the guys that went in the first round last year at receiver. Brandon Ayuka. He would have had even a bigger year had the quarterback stay healthy. Jimmy Garoppolo. Justin Jefferson had a great year. Justin Rieger not so much. Which the Eagles should have took Justin Jefferson. But we'll see. The jury's still out. C.D. Lamb had a good year. Jerry Jeudy was all right. Henry Ruggs, that was a bad pick by the Raiders. Terrible, Kenny. But he really wasn't healthy. But he had caught the game winner when he came back versus the Jets. So look at the guys in the first round. Jerry Jeudy, he was all right. Didn't really have consistent quarterback play. C.D. Lamb was great. Justin Jefferson was great. Brandon Ayuka had a great year. So, and then you go to the second round. T. Higgins had a really great year. Michael Pittman Jr., when he played, he had a solid year too. So, you can fight him. Lakeith, he had some injuries in quarterback play in Jacksonville, wasn't good. He played some running back. KJ Hamler for Denver, he had some good games too, KJ Hamler. So, you get receivers everywhere. Denzel Mims, didn't know much about him. He played for the Jets, that's probably why. But the first two rounds, man, you had some receivers the first two rounds. Because if you redrafted, you probably would take Justin Jefferson number one over as far as receivers. C.D. Lamb. It's Brandon. Yeah, some great receivers, man. And and then the first two picks of the second round. T. Higgins had a hell of a year. You know what I'm saying? He had a hell of a year. 67 receptions, 908 yards, 6 touchdowns, and then that's a lot of that could have been better if Joe Burrow didn't go down. Michael Pittman Jr. He had a good year, 40 catches, 503, 1 touchdown. And then Phillip Rivers couldn't really stretch it. KJ Hamler had a solid year, 30 catches, 381. He had some good games, man. Chase Claypool, I skipped over him. He has a good year, 62 catches, 873 yards, 9 TDs. So you can find him early. But the truth remains is that, Justin Jefferson was the best receiver to come out. He was a first round pick. So, you can move down, but so you got options. You can trade him. You can sign and trade him at some point this year. If it's not working out, you're not winning. You can sign and trade him, and you can get some picks for his replacement. You can draft his replacement this year. Or if you plan on signing and trading from the beginning, you in a situation where, if Smith fall to you, do you take him? If Waddle fall to you, do you take him? It's what's the other boy that was playing with Justin Jefferson? I forget his name. Jamar Chase's name. You got to evaluate. But the fact of the matter is, you have a situation where you can get some free agents this year and really see where it go, man. The free agent list is beautiful this year. Like I said before, it's beautiful. You got so many guys, and I think David Moore should be at the top of the list. He can start in this league. And Will Fuller. You got some guys, the number one thing you're trying to get speed. Speed and youth. And DeMarcus Robinson is a free agent from Kansas City. So you got some options, man. What I would do is I probably would say I go with David Moore and a guy like Keelan Cole coming in this year. I probably would draft one probably after the first round and see where it go. Curtis Samuel's a free agent too. You got options, and then you got a lot of receivers coming out that's good this year. So, you got hella options. Corey Davis, Sammy Watkins. You got options. So it is what it is, man. And if you can get Allen Robinson for $16 million a year, you probably can, end up flipping Kenny Golladay and getting picked. So, it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think. about them possibly franchises Kenny Golladay. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsor, video request. All my social media links in the description. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App CJGood313. That's in the description. PayPal link there as well too. Best way to donate is share the video. Don't forget to check out the channel out Goodfellas Sports TV for more sports, music, news, and entertainment right here on YouTube. Appreciate the love and support. One time for the one time we go.